This is a ROM cartridge, and this is the first console that uses a ROM cartridge, the Fairchild Channel F. Today, I'll give a short explanation as to why the Fairchild Channel F is considered the forgotten king console that no one really knows about. Over 50 years ago, the first generation of game consoles arrived in 1972 with the launch of the Magnavox Odyssey and made it possible for a generation to play Pong-style games in the comfort of their own home. About 4 years later, it was time for the second generation of video gaming, home consoles that featured improved graphics and sound, microprocessor-based game logic, AI simulation of computer-based opponents, and ROM cartridges for storing games, allowing any number of different games to be played easily on one console. The go-to console from that era is the Atari 2600, but arriving almost a year before that, in November of 1976, the Fairchild Channel F ushered in this bright new golden age of console gaming. For the low price of $169.95, you could own the first ROM cartridge-based video game console. Not only that, the Fairchild Channel F also has the distinction of being the first console to use a microprocessor. It was launched as the Video Entertainment System, or VES, but when Atari released their VCS the next year, Fairchild renamed its machine to just Channel F, with the F standing for fun. The Fairchild Channel F used an F8 CPU designed by Jerry Lawson, the American electronic engineer who is widely credited for pioneering the commercial video game cartridge. The Channel F CPU was very complex compared to the typical integrated circuits of the day, and had more inputs and outputs than any other contemporary chips. Because chip packaging was not available with enough pins, the F8 was instead fabricated as a pair of chips that had to be used together to form a complete CPU. 27 video cards were officially released for the Fairchild Channel F, several of which were capable of playing more than one game and were typically sold for $19.95. The video cards were yellow and approximately the size and overall texture of an 8-track cartridge. The console itself contained two built-in games, tennis and hockey, which were both advanced Pong clones. In hockey, the reflecting bar could be changed to diagonals by twisting the controller and could move all over the playing field. Tennis was much like the original Pong. The Fairchild Channel S sold 250,000 units, the majority in its first 10 months of release. Then the arrival of the 2600 arrived and sold over 750,000 in its first year alone. After it's been discontinued in 1983, the magazine Video Games published a retrospective on the Fairchild Channel F, calling it the system nobody knows. They described the console's graphics and sounds as somewhat primitive by today's 1983 standards, but stated that Fairchild managed to create some fascinating games, calling Video Blackjack the best card game to play.